So, Victor, what's your most interesting wedding story?
Well, I've been to so many different weddings, and it's always so chaotic, Sometimes it's just so lovely to see the bride and groom get together, but sometimes, we do a little bit of crazy stuff, like go to a Mexican restaurant, eat some not great Mexican food, and do some crazy chaotic things. But I don't know. Living in Sunshine of Michigan, what are your weddings like?
Well, I had a wedding and it was a long time ago, and we did the mother effing Macarena. So, and we ate a lot of dessert. Fortunately, there was no potty incidents. Thank God.
Thank God. Thank God you didn't ruin your wedding dress in the streets.
So what? What if the show gets canceled and you guys never get to do movies or anything like that?
Say that. Yes, bitch, there she is.
They should let children out of school to see this movie. They should show it in school.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I disagree.
I am Iron Man.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
You're gonna have to rock a thong with this. Oh, no, I don't wear thongs. I have a very fussy taint.
Oh, behave.
Welcome back to Not Ready for Popcorn Players, the number one podcast for driving topless, shitting in the sink, and a whole bunch of other driving infractions, including keeping your tail light unfixed. My name is Johnny Watson.
And I'm Victor Higgins, and I don't know about you, Johnny, but if I was a lady, I would forever be the bride and would never be the bridesmaids. Great to be
Oh my
here.
goodness, wow. Well, speaking of ladies, joining us is one of our best, one of our fanciest fans. She's the host of I Heart Hater and the Saturday Night Ladies podcast. We want to introduce you to Shari.
Hey, actually, you're giving me a little more credit than I
Oh my
deserve,
gosh.
Johnny. Deej. No, you're fine. Deej is actually We Heart and Saturday Night Ladies.
Oh,
I'm just saying I'm totally flattered because Deej is one of my favorite people in the world.
wow.
So I'll take it. But I am just thrilled to be here. I am so happy to meet Johnny because I've talked to him in the cyber Discord world, and I've
Yeah.
seen him on. We chat back and forth on the SNN live chats,
Yeah,
which have been so much fun with the big countdown this year of the 100 best sketches. Which wow, I commend you too because I know you did the list. Confession time, I didn't do it.
You didn't
I was
vote at
too
all?
scared. I didn't vote at all. I know. I'm ashamed.
Oh, goodness.
I just 100 was just too much, and I have a learning disability, and my brain just couldn't manage.
I get
Yeah, I
that.
have
That's
a
why I
very-
never voted on all 100. I think I only put like 15 in there.
Yeah, I had a very weird way of voting where I can't like think of 100 different sketches. So what I just did was I picked two sketches from every single season, but only one for season 6 and one for season 30, which are my two least favorite seasons ever. So that's how I did it.
That was a smart way to do it, Victor. You
That was a
two are
very smart way.
young.
I'm surprised that's like so organized.
That's
Yeah.
very organized.
Yeah, 'cause there's like 13,000 sketches in the show's history. It's hard to just do 100. So
It definitely is. But speaking of people who are organized, we're going to spin the clock back to 2011 to some very organized bridesmaids. Maybe some of them were not quite what you were thinking. Some of them are organized in one way other than others. We're talking about the legendary movie Bridesmaids starring Kristen Wiig.
yes.
This was a huge deal at the time, and it's still a huge deal now because for some reason this movie is in the rotation of movies that broadcast on BET somehow.
Wow. I guess they really love Maya Rudolph.
I guess so. I
Yes.
saw it on my TV guide once, and I was like, "How on earth is that?" But that's where we are in this world.
I mean, I remember there's I think an actress roundtable where Kristen was the only like white person in like female rotation. Like I think there's a Quinta.
Yeah, I've seen that one too. Yeah.
So I guess they knew beforehand. So yeah, she counts. And this is a very interesting one because kind of for like how we like wanted to get this one together. So I'll just kind of mention kind of the backstory of how like we kind of got this one together. So like when we first, when John came up with the idea, like, hey, you want to just do a movie podcast? I said, hey, I had nothing to do. I mean, it's a great way to waste some time. So I said yes.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit ahead of myself because I remember he was asking, hey, when would be a great time to actually bring in guests? And I said, well, because of Deej Barons and Casey Killingsworth, as they said on We Her Hater, you should do like 10 episodes by yourself with just a co-host before you bring on a guest. And of course, that's what we did. And I did get a little ahead of myself of the rule that I made myself pretty much, as I did ask a bunch of different people to be guests.
Yeah, to be clear, by maybe episode 3 or 4, Victor was gathering up a bunch of guests for the future, and I was like, oh man, let's pump the brakes a little bit. But one of them was Shari. And Shari, we would like to know what was your relationship to SNL? How do you think you ended up here, would you say?
Yes.
Johnny, I have loved SNL for almost as long as I can remember. As I said, I could be both y'all's mamas, no problem, easy.
Yeah.
And I have been a fan almost since the very beginning. I was a very small child. I did not know what was going on, but I just knew Bill Murray and Gilda Radner and Dan Aykroyd were really funny. I didn't know what the hell they were talking about, but I thought it was funny. And I loved Mr. Bill. And I think I vaguely remember having a Mr. Bill t-shirt.
Wow.
I've just always loved the show. I can't remember a time there are times when I haven't loved it as much, but I've loved it almost since the beginning. I've grown up with it, and it's kind of changed as I've changed. And you know how they say your high school season is a season the seasons that you love the most.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was on with Seth. Oh, I'm going to forget his last name or butcher it, but he has a podcast. Oh, Ian Talks Comedy, not Seth. Sorry, Ian.
Okay.
And I was chatting with him, and he pointed out to me that because I told him my years that I was in high school, and he said you had 4 different seasons, and he was right because I was 84 to 88, and I think it was like the Marty Short season. It was like the Robert Downey season. It was the Dana Carvey. I had 4 different casts mostly. So that's why I think I don't feel particularly fond of any one cast. I have a bunch of favorites. So yeah, I didn't mean to give you such a long answer, but
yeah,
I just always have adored the show, and I've always looked for my people. And then finally, it dawned on me to look on the internet. Why it took me so long, I don't know. And I found the SNN, and the rest is history. And then I found Deej, and I got myself on a podcast. Well, I was on a podcast for about a season. I don't know if you two probably remember the SNL Hall of Fame.
I do remember that one a little bit.
I was on the sister show that came at the very end called the SNL Water Cooler, where we kind of broke down the Hall of Fame episodes. I came just in time for it to end. So obviously you don't need a show.
Right.
Obviously, you don't need a show about a show that's not around. So I told Deej, I lamented to Deej about how much I was going to miss it. And we talked about how women aren't in the podcasting universe. I'm really not in the SNL universe. And she came, the genius that is Deej Barons, came up with Saturday Night Ladies. And I met Victor, and Victor came on and talked about Melissa McCarthy. So it all comes full circle.
We will have a lot of that discussion today.
And it's really great because one reason I love Saturday Night Ladies, because like you said, there's a lot of guy hosted SNL podcasts out there, and it's great to get a female perspective. And in a way, I feel it's kind of great to have our podcast, because a lot of SNL podcasts out there are very vanilla coded, and me and Johnny here to bring some chocolate to you.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So you guys also provide a very interesting perspective, and something I thought was fun. You guys I like that you guys have an interesting. It's almost like a triangular perspective, because you guys are breaking down the ladies on SNL UK right now, and that feels like something like a completely 2 or 3 stratospheres away. So I'm really glad that you guys are doing that.
We're having so much fun doing it too. We're going to be recording. We're going to be recording tomorrow. Already warned the husband to keep the dogs quiet. So if you hear them.
Yeah,
okay, we love dogs. We love dogs.
Yes, and it's funny that you would say what you were saying about back when you were very young and you were watching and not knowing what they were talking about, because that is how I felt in my baby SNL years when I was first watching Kristen Wiig. I was definitely, I think I might have got in maybe her first season. It was mid-aughts, like 2004, 5, 6, 7. I would watch all this stuff. Some of it would translate to me, some of it would not, but you get your target lady. You get your, oh, I'm so excited. I just can't. You just get, and one of my favorites ever, Penelope, which Kristen Wiig, I know you're watching.
Yes.
Please bring back Penelope next time you host. You haven't brought it out in like over a decade. It's all of the same feelings, and it's just such a beautiful nostalgia to me every time I see Kristen Wiig. And then when she comes back to host, it creates even more fun memories like Jumanji and things of that nature.
Absolutely, and Kristen's like such a big powerhouse, and I just want to talk about like how we came to this move together because originally a friend of mine named Allie who's a big Kristen Wiig fan. Like I feel like she should come on. We are haters, so they can do the skeleton twins together because that would be absolutely iconic.
Oh,
and so the reason why we have Shari, because one, we love Shari, and so like why not? But also the reason like we don't have her, and unfortunately not really anytime soon, is because she's such a big Kristen Wiig fan, such a big SNL fan that she even dreams of being an SNL cast member. And so like about like 3 weeks ago, she told me I'm actually doing a bunch of classes of the Groundlings right now, as well as with UCB, and I'm doing like a bunch of classes, improv, getting to meet some people as well. And she even showed me an improv video she was doing at a UCB, which was amazing. So
I love this. I love to have my fellow improvisers around these things.
Yes, that's why she's not here. But she did give me a bunch of different details because, again, she loves this movie so much. And she is still on board to join the podcast, just not anytime soon because she told me, hey, if you guys ever want to do that 2016 Ghostbusters movie, I'm down to do it. And,
I was thinking about that a lot today because of some of the people in this movie. We are definitely going to get to it, but I realized we actually get, because Dan's in the first 2 or 3, and then we can also do the 2016 one, right?
Yeah,
we get the whole gambit, I believe.
Yeah, and so like after she dropped out, I thought Bridesmaids is such a great movie to do, and I remember Shari was saying, "Hey, I really want to be on the podcast." Because something I forgot to mention that like unlike a lot of people, Shari came to me and be like, "Hey, I want to be on the podcast." Unlike a lot of people are like, "Hey, can you join my little podcast, please?" But yeah, she came to me and she said, "I don't really have a movie idea, but like any movie you down for me to have, I'm down with." And we have we did this together, and here we are now. And of course, I like to get into our whole, SNL cast member. So Kristen Wiig, big part of, that early to late 2010s cast, and just so many, late 2000s to early 2010s cast. And as like Jonny mentioned, a bunch of different characters she did. And since you already mentioned it, I'll just go straight to Shari. What are your thoughts on Kristen Wiig as a cast member?
Oh, come on, Victor. She's, as John himself says, John from the SNN, I just assume that most people listening know what John I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He often states that Kristen is not only on the women's Mount Rushmore, she's on the Mount Rushmore of SNL cast members. She's legendary. I mean, Johnny named just a few of her characters.
Yes.
She's incredible. And even if you don't like all her characters, I know people have feelings about Gilly.
Yeah.
Whatever. Say what you want. The woman is an absolute genius. Mm-hmm. She's absolutely genius. Not only is she a terrific comedian, she wrote this movie. She co-wrote this movie.
Co-write this movie.
Yes. And she got an Academy Award nomination. She's one of the only SNL from the SNL universe period to get an Academy Award nomination.
That's true.
So that in itself tells you what an amazing powerhouse of a comedy icon she is. And she still has it. She just hosted, a couple years ago?
I believe it was in season 49, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
She was unreal. She does not lose it. She's absolutely, I could go on and on. She's just absolutely inspirational. I love her with so many different comedians, but certainly Maya and she have a special bond. Yes. So this movie really showcased that. And come on, ladies, will you please do something else together? So
I believe they're doing, I want to say they're doing, was it like live shows or something like that? It's something with with Maya and I think Amy and Kristen or something like that, where they do live shows around the country. But I don't know if they're still doing it.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
sure what it's called, but I think so. Yeah.
But
And
I
like as
agree
you,
with what Shari said. Let's get a movie. Let's get a show. I mean, they're both on Apple TV shows when I last checked. So certainly they could smash together for something if that's possible up there.
yeah, Apple TV is like Apple TV Plus, like the grand streaming service to be an SNL cast member, a female SNL cast member, and get your own show because of course Cecily was Schmigadoon and
Oh, she sure is on Schmidt. Yeah, she is the co-lead of Schmigadoon. You're right.
yeah, and something like Ali gave me, as you mentioned, Shari, she wrote this movie as well as Annie Mumbolo, and she told me that they met at the Groundlings in the late '90s and they co-wrote a lot of Groundling sketches together. And then Kristen was working with the director Judd Apatow on a different film that I don't think even really came into fruition. And then he was very impressed with her and asked if she wanted to do this movie, and of course she said yes. And so she called Annie, and Annie co-wrote this with Judd, and they all wrote that together. So that's kind of how like that formed. And like during the film, I believe Kristen took all of the girls to like a male strip club for bonding.
Oh,
And
So
she
great.
talks about it like that in interviews, and like she always like knows, like she always very subtle when she talks about the story, so it seems like something is going down, but we don't fully know yet.
okay.
Yeah, and she also gave me like a little history of like Kristen before she became a cast member, as she was part of the fake or the parody, I should say, reality show called The Joe Schmo Show, which I think aired, I want to say on FX for like a season or two.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
I might have to check
I
that
forget if
out.
it's FX or not, but like yeah, it was like a parody reality show where I think like
So it was like
Kristen,
Total Drama Island?
pretty much, yeah.
It's a parody of a reality show if I ever seen one.
Yeah, it was like, and twist was like Kristen was like I think six other people were like playing characters, but there was like one person in there that thought it was legit and they didn't know it was like all an act, which is a very interesting concept there.
Wow.
And also I should mention for Kristen, like she was came in scene 31, but she started on episode 5, and the reason
She
for
started
that,
a little late, yes.
yeah, and the reason for that Ali gave me was that she auditioned twice, but like heard nothing, and then the season started, and she figured she didn't get it, but then they called her for another audition because I guess they were kind of like on the fence, like, do we really want this girl? Do we really not? Like, I don't know, especially since we already have Amy in our cast. Like, do we need so many different blonde white women? So, but once she got her third audition, I believe, or second or third, she left her job at the Groundlings and moved to the west side of New York City, and she started talking with Lauren and a bunch of the producers, and then she was in the audience for the previous show before the show she would first officially be a cast member, and then of course Monday she joined the show. So that's very very interesting, because I always thought like maybe because she was working on the Joe Schmo show or some sort of like Groundlings like related project, that's why she like what didn't start at the beginning. That's a very interesting for sure.
Yeah, SNL's filled with a lot of untraditional castings, like the way they brought back Tim and Chris, or the way
Yes.
she started late and Sashir started late. It's very interesting like that sometimes.
I thought we was gonna get that for this season too, but alas.
I don't think they do that anymore, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
So let's
I don't
get
wanna
into
get
our
too
other
deep,
cast
but yeah.
members of The Groundlings. So we have, of course,
Yes.
Kristen as Annie Walker. We also have Maya Rudolph here. Are you also a big Maya gal, Shari?
Yeah.
Oh, Victor, Johnny. Do you even have to ask me? I adore Maya. I also think the Mount Rushmore needs more than 4, okay? Because Maya's right there too. I heard that. I don't know if you two have heard about the show she's doing in New York, the Oh Mary, where she's playing Lincoln's wife. She is absolutely killing it.
It's on Broadway right now?
It's on Broadway right now.
Okay.
And she is just killing it. They say Seth Meyers and I think it was Andy, maybe Yorma too. They all went to see her in New York and said they were falling out of their chairs. She is that funny as Mary Todd Lincoln. She just
This sounds fun.
kills it. Oh, I want to jump on the plane and go to New York. Oh, so badly. She's an absolute. I just watched the one again that everybody talks about, where she does the national anthem.
I watched that too. Yeah, they posted that for 4th of July. Yes.
To the E.
Yo,
Yes, and
she
What?
ate that up.
Oh my God, she is a mother freaking genius. Just
yes.
incredible impressionist.
Yes.
Just I can't say enough. And
Easily
her,
the best Beyonce to ever be on the show.
oh,
Yes.
bar
Yes.
none, bar none. And she and Armisen on the Prince show, where she would like whisper, he would whisper in her ear, and she would translate. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh my gosh. Just unreal. She's genius. And I just want, please, as I already said, can she and Kristen just please get it together when she's done on Broadway and Kristen's done doing what she's doing? Come on, let's throw Rachel Dratch in there. Let's throw
Yeah.
Leslie Jones in there.
Yeah.
Let's just get them all in there. Let's just all the ladies.
That
Yeah, I'll
sounds like
mix it up a little bit,
Yes,
And,
yes.
and
And there's
she,
something I was thinking as I was seeing this. Obviously, we would love for Maya to lead a movie one day. Hopefully, that comes at some point while we're doing this pod. But I've noticed she was in our first episode,
oh, yep, I was
obviously in
about to say
Sisters,
that.
and now in this, kind of as a supporting. I want to throw this question out there, and I only mean this in terms of how she's being casted. Would you say that Maya Rudolph is the Rob Schneider of her era?
Yes, yes.
It kind of feels
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean. Yeah. Would you say the same, Shari?
So you're saying like, are you saying like the second banana kind of thing, the way
Yeah.
Rob Schneider was?
Something like that, where she kind of just gets dropped into stuff. Yeah.
I agree. And it's unfortunate because she could easily hold down the lead without a problem.
I agree.
Hopefully there is Maya Rudolph movie that we could, like starring movie that we could do one day. I'm not sure if there is, but I feel like there might be. But
I hope so.
She is the lead. She was the lead in that TV show that I think is gone.
And Loot, yeah.
Loot.
I don't know if it's gone, but I know it hasn't come out.
Isn't it? I feel like it's gone. Things don't last long, Johnny.
Right.
If they aren't hitting, they go.
Right. But yeah, I would love to host
a few different new NBC sitcoms. That started. One started as a cast member of like I forget what Stumble was Taryn, I believe.
That's gone.
Yeah. Thankfully, we still have Reggie Dickens, so that's all that matters.
Bite your tongue, Victor. I mean, you never know. They could pull it tomorrow. Don't get me started. That's a whole nother podcast.
Right. But yeah,
and we also have Rose Byrne here, who I first knew, and I recently revisited this movie during my last few weeks during high school, where she was part of the Annie 2014 movie, which I absolutely love. It also has like Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, and are you a Rose Byrne fan, Johnny?
Rose Byrne is pretty great. I think. I don't know. This would now. Speaking of getting to another podcast, I think the first place I saw her was in Star Wars, where she died like really early. And then from there, obviously, we saw her in that Tiffany Haddish movie. We've seen her in a bunch of. Oh, she's really good. What's it called? Where she's married to Seth Rogen. I think it's called Neighbors. That is an excellent franchise. There, I think it got 3 movies. I think. 2 where the neighbors were like boys in a frat, and then 1 where the neighbors were girls in a sorority, something like that. I think it's a full trilogy, but yeah, it's crazy movie where she's very good in that. And then also, as we know, this blew things up for this person in a way that I'm not sure even she expected. Melissa McCarthy as Megan, as just the absolute total. Just stole the show in this movie. I feel like on day 1 of shooting in this movie, they were like, all right, we got this girl who's on Gilmore Girls. Maybe she could have a little comedy. This might work out into something. And then by the time they were done with this movie, they were like, we've created a star. We have turned something that was a relatively mid-level actress into something that's about to get oodles and boodles of attention.
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously has come back to host SNL. Was it 6 times or 5?
6 times now, yeah.
6 times now as of this past season. And just, wow. You can see it all hanging out in this movie.
Yeah. Also, we have Wendy McLendon Covey. Are you a fan of her, Shari?
Oh, of course. She was in Reno 911 and it was absolutely hysterical. She was also in that,
The
what's the show
Goldbergs.
about the family? The Goldbergs. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Again, you could be my children. Your memories are a little stronger, so help me out. You may
Right.
be helping me out a lot today. Yeah, oh, she's hilarious. And that hair. That hair has a
Yes.
life of its own. And she
He-
has so many. I can't wait to talk about her lines in
oh
this
yeah,
movie.
because she
She
is
has some great
definitely
lines.
the punchiest character in this. Very she has a very cynical taste and she's like I think she might also kind of be the horniest too because
She's
Oh,
she's
got all
living
those
the most sheltered life with having to take care of all her kids and her husband.
all those sons. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah,
all
that'll
six of
that'll
them are,
do it.
all six of them are like very different personalities, which I think is such a great thing about it. And also,
Yes, and speaking of Saul 6 7 of just the most wholesome character in this whole thing, my girl, the beloved Ellie Kemper, being in
yes,
love that. I think it's very interesting. It seems like they paired I guess you would call them the sitcom actresses up together because you see Wendy and Ellie a lot together because obviously they're from Reno 911 in The Office, and it's like, well, these are the sitcom ones. Ironically, both the mockumentary sitcom ones
yeah,
together, and they're just together. And then it seems like the other three are on their thing, and then Melissa's on her completely own energy over in the corner there.
yeah. And you can also add her to the list of people who auditioned for SNL that didn't make it.
Oh, that would have been awesome, dude. Well, certainly Tina remembered because she cast her as the lead in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes, my beloved. You know. We
Yeah.
also have someone who saw on SNL UK, Chris O'Dowd.
Wait,
We
Chris
also
O'Dowd. He sure was in
have,
the premiere of the. Damn it, I
oh
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yes, we also have Joe Clayburgh, in which a very sad note where this was the final movie
I
released
know.
of her of her time before she passed, because she passed the year prior. But hey, what a way to go out in your career! So
What a way to go out.
Mhm.
Yes.
yeah, also a two-timer of SNL. We have Matt. Oh, Joe was a two-timer of SNL, but someone who has not hosted SNL at all is Matt Lucas, a part of a
Lucas. Did
sketch.
Rebel host SNL at one point? Rebel Wilson.
No, no.
She
Yeah,
didn't.
Matt
Mm-mm.
Lucas is
I
part
thought
of.
she got one in there.
And we
No.
have another sketch comedy legend of Matt Lucas here, part of the sketch British show Little Britain. So
Mm.
yeah, Rebel Wilson here also has Bryn. Are you a fan of Rebel, Shari?
Absolutely. I mean, and she's hysterical in this with her. We'll be talking about the tattoo that went wrong and the peas and then oh, she has some great. She's not in it a lot, but she
Yeah.
and her brother are. I don't want to know about that relationship, but yeah. Oh, she's every scene she's in. She's a scene stealer for sure. Like Melissa McCarthy, she's a scene stealer. Yeah.
Is I think we
Oh,
actually missed a SNL cast member here looking down, scrolling way down, because apparently
oh, yep. I know.
Nancy Walls was in this. Nancy
And
Walls
Melanie
Burrell.
Hutzel.
I didn't even notice that was her in the tennis scene.
Yeah, we'll get Nancy Walls and Melanie Hutzel. So,
And
yeah.
Melanie Hustle. Yeah. So we're 4 deep over here.
Yeah, so
I caught Melanie. I didn't catch Nancy. Good catch.
I know, that's crazy. Because the tennis scene was so quick and fast. I could barely see anyone's faces other than Rose Byrne and Kristen Wiig. It's like, wow.
Also, we
It is
have
pretty
Michael
fun.
Hitchcock in this. One half of the Tim and Eric Austin Show Great Job
Don't
group.
forget John Hamm as well.
Yep. Yeah, we
John
have John
Hamm's
Hamm.
not good at this.
Also, Melissa's real life husband of Ben Falcone. We also have Dana Powell, Mitch Silpa, who I know because of a very short lived NBC sitcom he did called The Rerun Show, which featured two Mad TV cast members of Daniel Gayfer and Paul Vilk before they actually were on Mad TV. So that's very
Wow.
intriguing there. Also,
Jillian Bell before she blew up. I'm surprised to see her name here.
yeah, Terry
She's
Crews,
much
Jillian
better.
Bell, Franklin Ajaya, who I recently saw a stand-up act he did on a very early episode of SNL back season 3. So he has ties to SNL too. And of course, Matt Bennett, who I know, and I would think you as well, Johnny, know from Victorious. Would you watch Victorious or no?
Victorious, the Nickelodeon show?
Yeah.
I did, but I don't remember it much.
Yeah, of course, the show that gave us, Ariana Grande and Victoria Justice and, Elizabeth Gillies and Leon Thomas, who was nominated for a Grammy this past
Oh
year.
man, that guy's my sister listens to a bunch of Leon Thomas. He's a huge Medusa right now. And
Yeah,
then also one more person. Let's think about I really like Callie Hawk. Kind of came and went, but she did lead a few movies late 2010s.
Yeah. Also, another guy here of Richard Rehy, I think. It says he was a character actor who appeared, well, not was, he's still alive, but he's a character actor who appeared in over 400 films and TV shows and other projects. He seems like kind of like that character guy where he'll pop up in a show or movie. They'll be like, oh, hey, I know you. You're that guy from that show, from that show, from that movie, from that show, from that movie, from that show, from that show, from that movie. You're that guy.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our cast.
So now that we've gotten all of the cast members out of the way, let's get into the idea of the movie. So, Annie Walker, played by Kristen Wiig, is a single woman in her mid-30s living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. After her bakery cake baby failed, she lost her boyfriend and her savings and now works out of a jewelry store. Although her flaky artist mother encourages her to return back home, Annie shares an apartment with a British immigrant, Gil, and his long visiting sister, Bryn, who doesn't pay rent and reads Annie's journal. She has a no-strings-attached sexual relationship with the self-absorbed Ted, but hopes for something more. Shari, what did you think of the kickoff of this movie?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, what a hoot. What a hoot in the bedroom. Kristen wakes up early to pretty herself up so she'll look stunning when John, or what's his character's name? Ted. Thank you. Again, memory. Right. Yeah, she's got to be beautiful. I love the double standard. He doesn't give a fly what he looks like, but she's got to look gorgeous. So she takes that 5 minutes before and gets prettied up. I love that scene.
That's what she was doing?
Yeah, she was making herself pretty so she wouldn't have like bed hair and stuff.
Okay. I thought she was peeing so she wouldn't get a UTI. Okay.
Exactly why we have a female guest here. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she didn't want him to see her what she really looks like in the morning. So she put on her full face and then she pretended to be waking up. Okay. And of course, he kicks her to the curb. We find out right away what kind of guy this dude is.
Yeah.
So.
And I really just love, like, it just starts off with just them going right at it. Like, discovering some even new sex position that I didn't even know existed.
Yes, my goodness gracious.
And it reminded me because I just recently started checking out the Rachel Sennett show, I Love LA. And it kind of starts the exact same way where they're just meeting.
I love LA. Oh my God.
It starts like that exact same way where they're just like banging, like, oh wow. The only difference is we don't see Kristen's titties here, but we do see Rachel's in that. So.
Yes.
And I feel like it's just a great way. It really sets up like the type of character Annie is and like all the different pathways that we will see her with. And I think it's a nice like way of like getting to really introduce people. And I really like how he's sort of trying to be nice by saying, oh, I really want you to leave, but I don't know how to say it without sounding like a dick. And so she's kind of awkwardly walks out and like is like blocked, so she has to like get on top of the door and like it moves. So.
Yes, I thought that was a brilliant choice for her to get up. It's such a silly, awkward thing for it to fall like that, where it's just the gate is moving while she's on it while trying to climb over. Also, interesting area here. Did you notice while she was doing all these sex moves? Because I forgot this movie started so sexual. There's a lot of leg flailing at one point with their up in the air, and it's like, okay, she clearly is trying to create a specific type of energy here with these sex moves. But yeah, I thought this started pretty fun. I will say, John Hamm, very easy to hate in this movie. Like super harsh, just like non-committal, not really nice about it. I mean, you said that he was trying to be a little bit nice. I still feel like you could have relayed that information.
That was like the nicest he would get by like saying, "Hey, I don't want you to be here anymore, but you gotta get out of here right now."
Yeah, he could have at least lied and made a reason why he has to go or she has to go. He didn't even
Like, hey,
do
my
that.
baby mama is like, I gotta head out.
Exactly. Oh man, my kids are coming over. My brother is afraid of women. I don't know. And yeah, something could have come on.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Annie's best friend, Lillian Donovan, becomes engaged to a wealthy banker living in Chicago and asks Annie to be her maid of honor. At the engagement party, Annie meets her fellow bridesmaids, Lily's cynical cousin Rita, her idealistic best friend, her raunchy sister-in-law, and her friend Helen, who's the beautiful, over-the-top wife of Lillian's fiance. Boss, what did you guys think of this introduction and this little cast of characters here?
One thing I'll say,
a
like,
lot going on.
one thing I'll say is, like, right before we get to like meet all of them, like before like they have like the conversation at the coffee shop, you see them doing like what, like trying to do exercise, like with
this,
like,
I thought was brilliant for them to try to steal a free exercise lesson. And I think he said it was what was it like only $8 or like $12?
Yeah, like it's fine.
I mean,
like I see
when
you,
you're on a budget, but damn.
I just love like them like peeking. He's like, I see you guys. You're not looking. And I like it when he like notices them. They like fake dance. Like, look, like we're not doing anything. We're just like partying. Look.
I know they're hiding behind a tree, clearly in exercise clothes. It's like, yo, this is not.
What do you think, Shari?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved. That's my dog's tap dancing. Sorry, I loved the exercise scene. I think it really set up, and then when they're talking at the coffee shop, it really sets up how tight these women are. And you don't see a lot of real close female friendships where they're not being total biatches to each other, which I realize happens later.
Yeah.
But these are two women who genuinely love each other. And when she announces her engagement, Annie is happy for her, but you see on her face also, wow, our friendship is going to change. And how is that going to affect me? How is that going to affect Lil? How is that going to affect everything in my life? Because Lillian's such a huge part of her life. So I thought that was really interesting. And I thought this movie was very special in that way because it really explored female relationships, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And not that many movies do, not in this way.
It's interesting you bring that up because there's something I noticed about this movie that I might not have seen before. There are like, I want to say 4, maybe 5 or 6, where it's like a motivational speech, like pep talk. And it's very different ones. It's like you have the one between Annie and her mom, and then you have the very almost a fight one between her and Megan, as we'll get into later. And then you have the one that she gives to Lillian at the end. And then I think there's another couple sprinkled in there. And it's like, wow, there's a lot of like pep talk support stuff going on that you're right. You don't see that in really any other movie that I've seen.
Not like this.
Not like this. There's definitely a warmth there.
Yeah, and it makes sense to me because Annie just seemed like so like subtly down all the time, but doesn't really want to admit it. So like, but people are aware, like, hey, like, listen, like this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, but like you're okay. Like we still love you. Like nothing will happen. You just gotta toughen up a little bit, and everything will be okay. And I really do like that because it really also adds to the characters and the whole world of the whole movie, which I really appreciate.
Yes. But like I was saying, this set of characters is very wild because I will say it is a little bit strange that Lillian, being a mixed woman, has all her friends are white girls. But I mean, it's not completely unrealistic. This does happen in real life, but it was something you think about when you think this movie was casted a little earlier.
I mean, hey, if there was a regular black female cast member during the time where Maya was also a cast member, they probably could have incorporated that person in there.
If only that was a thing at the time.
Yeah.
If only.
Oh, if it only was a thing right now, Johnny.
Hopefully that gets settled in the next couple of months.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. But yeah, it's interesting that was happening because, like you said, we have such a wild explosive. These are all over the spectrum of friend because
Yeah.
obviously Rita is like I said, very sharp, very, I gotta be all these things and I'm a mom and now I can't have time for this. But
Yeah.
Megan is like kind of scorned about the world in a different way, where she just like takes another and is like, well, this is where I am and I'm taking it. And she's so punch in the mouth. She punches life in the mouth, as we'll see later. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have Becca and Helen, who are just so bright and jolly and just warm and like sweet. It's so interesting to see this type of people together as one friend group, because usually it would be like one is set over here and one is set over there, but for because you have so many, they can all do that together. What did you think of that, Shari?
I think you put it beautifully. Two very different sets of personalities. But in the end, the interesting thing about this movie is here's all these different women.
Right.
And they come together, don't they? They're like really they're really close by the end. And that's a beautiful thing, showing, you can be different. And of course, how Helen and Becca, sweet but very repressed, right? There's a lot going on.
Yes.
A lot going on the inside that you're not seeing, and they both want to explode forward.
Such a good reveal at the end when
and like they play like a little a quick game with you, Shari. If out of the six, who do you think you represent the most? And if you want, you also could say like who do you think like Deej represents the most? Who do you think Demi represents the most? Out of the six of them, like who represents you, Deej and Demi? Out of the six.
Oh dear. That's a good question. Well, this is hard, Victor. I gotta think.
You can do just you if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like all three of us are a little bit of Kristen and a little bit of Maya and a dash of Helen. I think we're all kind of a combo plate, because these women, they kind of almost represent different sides of, I think, every person, guy or woman. You got the wild and crazy. You got the no filter. You got the one who never wants anybody to think they do anything wrong. I mean, we all have a little bit of all of that in us, I think. I certainly relate. I relate to Annie the most, and I see a lot of Annie and Deej too, in that I think we both are like really trying hard to just be the best possible version of ourselves, and then along comes some bullshit that knocks us off course, but we keep coming back and getting back up.
Yeah.
And Demi is sort of like, I kind of think the Lil, she's sort of like got that energy of, let's keep this all together when things might be falling apart, which they don't. Knock on wood, our podcast doesn't fall apart very often. We have technical issues, but other than that, I mean, we're pretty much on an even keel. But Demi will just sort of put out a line for me. Like if I forget something, she will pull me in, kind of like Lil does with Annie. And then, Deej is the boss lady. So I don't know I don't want to say she's Helen though, because she's not. But she's our editor. She's our producer. So she's the heart and soul of the whole thing. Maybe a little Megan, because she also makes the best jokes.
Okay, I get that.
So great question. Good question. That was fun.
Yeah. Also, I'll say I see kind of a little bit of Becca and Demi, because I feel like she's the overly sweet one. Because even like when like sometimes people are like kind of criticizing SNL, because she'd be like, "But guys, this is like really great." Like,
I can see
hey guys, like relax.
Demi from what I observed.
It's just a sketch comedy show. Don't get too riled up here. And I always love that about Demi too. So
I have noticed some of that within her. Yes.
Yeah. And also, I just want to mention some other things. I like when we're seeing like Lillian and Annie talk. They had like a conversation at a coffee shop, and they like play with their cake a little bit, where they play with their teeth. I thought was very cute. And of course, that's where we also meet Gil and Bren, and just the two of them is relationship just so
they could have been their own movie. There's definitely a world where Rebel Wilson is much more involved in this movie as Bryn and creating a whole nother set of shenanigans, but because they wanted to focus it on the bridesmaids, I see why they didn't go in that direction.
Yeah, I feel like if this was maybe a TV show, and then like years later they would get like their own spinoff, like like very very short lived,
I
like
could see
awesome
that.
spinoff. I could see it with them for sure.
Yeah.
Also, she has like a conversation with I think like a random Asian couple, just talk about like their love.
Oh yeah, this shit she does at work is way not even the last time, but yeah, she is not. She honestly, she kind of reminds me at work sometimes when I'm talking to customers, but that's a different story for a different day.
Sorry, I know you're a librarian. Do you ever feel that way too? Sometimes when you're talking to people.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh, Johnny, sweetie, we need to talk. We could probably tell stories about
working
public.
at Six Flags doing games. I'm sure you probably had the same with a lot of people asking, does they have the Atlas over here from 1961?
Yeah,
and it's like, we don't have that many Atlases in here.
Oh, yes. The working with the public is never boring.
Oh,
and of course, Kristen says all the wrong things because she's got some sort of feelings about marriage. And then, of course, this teenager, whoever that teenage girl was, brilliant.
We
brilliant.
Definitely get
brilliant.
to that. But yeah, oh my.
And one last thing I also want to say about Bren, I just love how disgusting she is because you see like she immediately is watching Mari because you see she's a very trashy girl and has like a very awful looking snake tattoo.
Yes.
Put some frozen pizza on there and she just dumps it all like no, just puts the rest of it on there, but she dumps it all. It's not working.
Yeah, this was very early. I want to say this was before the Pitch Perfect movies. So we weren't even fully aware of everything that Rebel Wilson would do.
I think it's probably like a year or two afterwards, yeah.
A year, yeah, it's pretty early in her career, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But anyways, as we see Helen and Annie, each jealous of the other, of their friendship with Lillian, take an instant dislike to each other. But Lillian persuades them to spend time together, playing opposite each other in games of doubles tennis. Annie and Helen deliberately hit each other with volleys multiple times and scream at their partners as if they make a mistake. And they are trying to impress each other. This kind of matches on a lot of the things that we were saying, because there's a lot of like raw craziness going on between them. I believe it's sort of the B story of this movie that they hate each other in a different world. Some of what you were talking about, Shari, this would be the whole movie. There are definitely movies where they'd be like, the whole thing is the rivalry. Like it's like The Boy Is Mine, except the bride is mine, but of a movie in a comedic sense. Yeah. Where they're just, the whole thing is this. But again, that would have been a little bit too negative. Obviously, Kristen and Annie didn't want it to focus on something so like harsh and negative. And honestly, by 2011, probably retread too many times anyway. So that's probably why they went in this direction. But yeah, there's definitely some harsh intensity there. And one thing I wanted to mention, when she was getting up on the stage and pulling the mic away and doing the look and the quote and all, that felt very Penelope to me.
Yes,
because it is the ultimate, I'm gonna upstage you in front of everybody, just like what Penelope has done her entire character history.
You know what they should have done is, even though I love Melissa McCarthy, what they should have Rose Byrne host, and they could have had that like scene as like a whole sketch.
Oh
wow, that was a great nod to Bridesmaids.
That would have been funny. But what did you think of this back and forth in the tennis game being the beginning of it? Sorry.
Well, I want to comment on the toast.
The toast too,
talking about toast, Johnny, with the mic. I mean, the physical comedy. Rose Byrne is every bit as brilliant as Kristen in that scene. These women, they just, I mean, I don't blame them. Lil's a pretty great friend. I mean, she's amazing. I get the envy there. I love when Lil speaks Thai, and so Kristen decides she's going to speak Spanish, and then they break into song. That whole scene was just one of my favorite scenes in the movie. And the tennis match is too brief. I agree with you, Johnny. we don't even get to see much of Nancy or Melanie.
Yeah.
And I think they would have been hysterical, but they're just pawns in this match where they're beating the hell out of each other with
they're
tennis balls.
basically cameos. It's like when we saw Norm barely in Grown Ups 1. It's like you clearly just did a one-day shoot, no lines here. There's a lot more potential they could have had in this.
Oh, and I'm such a big Melanie fan, and I think she got a raw deal. But again, that's another podcast. Okay. But yes, I was happy to see her in here, and I wish I didn't even realize that was Nancy, who also didn't get. She was I thought she did quite a good job when she was on SNL, and nobody ever talks about it.
Amazing one season wonder for sure, yeah. And it's unfortunate for us because it's probably the only time we can talk about. I feel definitely Melanie and probably Nancy too. So I think Nancy's in probably another movie, but I'm not entirely sure.
Nancy's probably popped up before.
Yeah, but unfortunately, probably the only time we'll get to talk about Melanie. So it's great we got here.
Isn't Melanie in the Brady Bunch movie or no? Doesn't she play Jan in the Brady Bunch movie or no?
Maybe.
Really?
I'll look it up and get back to you guys.
Yeah.
Check that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, Johnny, I love that tennis scene, and I absolutely love the toast scene, and I love Kristen's hoopty car.
Yo, that is an element I didn't even think about much, but now that you bring it up, it is kind of a little bit of its own character. This car is ass. It's falling apart. The thing, as we get to it later, it doesn't have a cup holder in the front.
Right.
So she just has to drive awkwardly holding the cup. Yeah, this car actually is a little bit of its own character and how much it hinders and even drives the plot a little bit. Of what
absolutely.
To Annie.
Yeah. I wonder what
drives the plot, no pun intended.
Yeah. I wonder what year that car is, because that car looks like so old. And again, this is like 2011. Like, you don't have like a nice Honda or something.
This might be a pre-2000s car, man.
Yeah.
Remember, she lost her savings in the bakery.
Oh, yeah.
This might be all that she could get.
Yeah, I wonder if that maybe was like her mom's car. But she's like, "Oh, go ahead, just take my car," or something like that.
Is her mom taking that car to all the AA meetings that she's not an alcoholic for?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, a few days later, after everything's been sorted out for the pre-wedding plans, Annie takes Lillian and all the bridesmaids to a Brazilian steak restaurant for lunch before going to a chic bridal shop. While Lillian is in the restroom, Annie suggests a Paris-themed bridal shower, but Helen disparages the idea. I wonder if that will come up later. At the bridal shop, Helen uses her influence to gain access to Annie, who did not realize that the reservations were needed. And then everyone, except Helen, who did not eat the meat at the restaurant, becomes horrifically ill, biblically ill even, while everyone else becomes ill. Helen orders for everyone the bridesmaid's dress she liked best, thus continuing to show off and impress. There is so much to say about this scene. What did you think, Shari?
Oh, this is the centerpiece. This is what everybody remembers. This is where Melissa McCarthy absolutely steals the show as Megan. And they're in that bathroom, and one's vomiting and one's pooping, and they're all sharing the same toilet. And what a mess. What a mess. But I guarantee you, there's some bride out there nodding her head watching this movie and going, yep, that happened. or some version of that happened to me. Oh my
goodness. I feel for all of them, because that is, wow.
Yeah, it's, wrangling bridesmaids is something. It's something. I was lucky. Mine were great. But it's a lot of different personalities. Yeah. And then when you put food poisoning into the mix, and poor Annie, of course, riddled with guilt. And this is obviously just another boulder in the landslide that is coming. And of course, Are we going to discuss Maya in the wedding dress or Lil in the wedding dress in the street? Are we not there yet?
No, I think that's exactly right here. So yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
And one thing I will say is that I feel like that's like really great writing there because you have all these different personalities and you always play that like what if game we have all these different personalities. What if this happened to this or happened to them? And I really like that because it shows like exactly what this type of character would do in a situation like this. So, of course, Megan hey, there's no bathroom. Screw it, I'm pooping right in the freaking sink. And Lillian, okay, I can't.
Oh,
do
that's right. It's the sink. It's the
yes.
sink.
I always think it's a manhole in the street, but no.
Yeah, that's where like Lillian walked in and just like squats down and takes a big old chunky wonky.
In this gorgeous price, expensive dress.
Super expensive
amazing,
dress.
amazing.
Like this happened nowadays. Someone would have their phone, and this is probably like Inside Edition. Like, look at this. There's a woman pooping.
This would be so viral right now.
Yeah,
this would be all over the internet. Oh yeah,
everywhere. It would be a meme. It would be a GIF.
Yes,
it would be all over the place.
That awkward interview would be like, so what have you led to this moment? Well, my girlfriend and I were just eating some weird Mexican food, and I just had to take a big old dump, and all the bathroom was covered, so I just had nowhere else to go. But hey, I kept the dress though.
There's so much to say here. I have quite a lot of notes on this one. So first of all, when Megan is eating all the stuff, she's like, I never get bloated. I don't know what you're talking about. I can eat as much as I want. No problems will ever come to me. When she's at the Brazilian restaurant. And then obviously, as we know, that goes wrong. It seems interesting, something I noticed starting around here when she talks to the dress shop owner, I guess it was, or dress shop manager. It seems like Helen is super high status. It doesn't seem like the rest of the friends seem to care. It seems like it's bothering Annie specifically the most. I guess because she is the old best friend to the new best friend.
Yep.
But yeah, there's something to notice about that. And then I did want to talk about Annie's original dress. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, Shari, but from the way my mom and my sister talk about it, and they didn't even mention it like verbally, but Annie's dress has the pockets. I've heard that that's a big deal. I don't know if you feel the same way, but yeah, I saw that. And then,
what was your wedding dress like, Shari?
Huh?
It was fairly poofy. It had the train that had to be buttoned up.
Oh.
It had short sleeves because all the girls want sleeveless. I wasn't doing that.
But you did.
I don't want. I'm not a big girl, but I didn't want to be falling out of nothing. And I knew if anybody would fall out of their dress, it would be Shari. So I needed sleeves. So I had sleeves, and it was lacy. It was very late 90s because I got married in 96. So it was.
Oh my gosh, you might have been. What month was it?
September 1st of 1996. So I'll be 30 years in a couple months.
Wow.
Nice.
I was born literally like 2 months before. And
of course you were. I told you could be my son.
Yes. What was it? Oh yeah, obvious. And this scene obviously goes crazy. It's what the movie is known for. It's the centerpiece, as you said. We talk about them shitting in the sink in the street. An underrated part of this is Becca puking on top of Rita's head while she's puking in the toilet. That is absolutely nuts. And then she's Rita being like the sharpest, punchiest one is like, get out of here. Because you just fucked up my hair so bad, and now it's gonna have a smell, and there's so many problems about that. And then something I think we don't notice also is Kristen trying to deny that she also has food poisoning while talking to Helen.
Oh,
she's
great!
Talking, it's a brilliant acting performance. She is sweating like a sinner in church, and she's just like, no, nothing's wrong. No, I'm not even, no. And I want a snack, actually. And she slowly eats the little almond candy thing. And she is sweating so bad. It's like this is an
Girl, just admit it
underrated
yourself. Just admit
performance
it.
for her.
And
It's
you have to
obviously
go.
so. What are you saying?
Also, girl, just admit it. You have to go. It's fine. We're all doing it.
We're all doing it. Yes. Like it's just I think a very underrated aspect of this scene. The
Yeah.
performance of Kristen too. Try to hold this in when she's clearly having a medical problem just like that.
And this is gonna be such a deep cut that I'm not even sure if either one of you guys will remember. But there's like a sketch I want to say a couple years back when Emma Stone hosted called "The Ladies' Room," where a bunch of the female customers kind of dancing like it was the '80s, and then like Keenan comes in like, "Hey, what is going on here?" And then they're like, we're dancing, but we had to use the bathroom." Like, "Hey, this is a fitting room. Like, how can I went in the bathroom?" Then, "What? You urine all over all my clothes because you pooped in there." Like, how many of y'all went? And everyone raised their hands up. "Oh, I had to go because I drank like 5 boxes of wine." Like, didn't you see there was no toilet in there? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Remind me a little bit of that sketch.
I think I slightly remember that. I remember my
It
white
was up to
ass
where it was Emma
blowing
Stone and
in the
BTS.
street when she was on the fire truck. That's what I
it
most remember that
was
episode.
the Emma Stone BTS episode, if you remember that.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
I remember a lot more about BTS because I tweeted about them once and I got bobbed on the internet. I had no idea they had that many fans.
Like this grown man likes BTS. What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, BTS is extremely huge online presence.
Yeah.
Anyways,
You
worried
BTS
about
girl,
her,
Shari?
worried about her finances, Annie suggests a hens party at Lillian's parents' beach house. Helen overrules it and uses hers to book a trip to Las Vegas. Out of pride, Annie refuses to allow Helen to buy her a first-class ticket to sit in coach. While Annie was in coach, she was sitting next to someone who's equally afraid of flying, which actually played by the other writer of this movie, Annie Momolo. Because Annie is afraid to fly, Helen gives her sedatives, and this makes Annie inebriated and paranoid. And her outburst causes the plane to land in Casper, Wyoming, where she, Lillian, and all the bridesmaids are escorted off the plane. The hens party is canceled. On the way back to the bus to Milwaukee, Annie tries to apologize to Lillian and tells Annie she wants to take over the planning in the shower and the wedding. So what did you guys think of this part?
Again, that scene in the plane. Oh my God, where she's got the booze and the pills together. And what do you just see I keep wanting to call her Kristen. Annie,
yes.
at her most, just pathetic and depressed because she's back in coach and her best friend is up there living the high life. And she's drunkenly up back and forth and the physical comedy here. And then we've got Melissa hitting on her seatmate. Who she sure is a marshal. Yeah. And of course it's revealed that he is indeed. And then we get there. We won't talk about the ending, but yeah, they did. There is more of those two. Yeah. We see more of those two than we ever thought we would. But that scene in the plane was just fantastic. And then I thought the scene in the bus between the two women and where Maya just says, I keep wanting to call them by their real names.
That's fine.
Lil.
I do that too.
Lil.
Okay.
Right.
Lil, tells Annie, listen, I know you're having a rough time. Helen loves doing this stuff. Let her do. And that was like the last blow to poor Annie's ego. She's already been shot down by Ted, who says he won't take her to the wedding. And she's got the cop who's completely smitten with her. We haven't really talked much about him, but he's there and he wants to be something with her, but she's just got such a low opinion of herself. And now along comes this blow that she's not going to be in charge of anything. And that just kind of puts her in such a dark place, setting up the next couple scenes we'll be talking about. Absolute brilliance from all of these actresses. Absolute brilliance.
Yes. Yeah. And I feel this is another great scene that really represents all of them. Like, really shows, like, all the personalities they bring, and it did kind of make me want a little bit more like moments in general throughout the movie of both Wendy and Ellie, because I feel like they're definitely the least used out of the bunch, but I feel like that they're seeing here, especially with them, like I think while everyone's going chaotic, they just randomly start smooching each other, because of course, when everyone's panicking, that's what you do. You just kiss one another.
That was so randomly added to me.
Yeah. And just like a bunch of other things, and I'm not surprised. Like this is the scene where we see like Helen or Megan, I should say, just really just kind of get all really horned up because she's kind of the underrated horn dog. Like Wendy's the main horn dog, but Helen's the second one. Where she's like, oh hey man, like you find me attractive? Because I know also Melissa does that a lot in like her different SNL sketches. I always think about that Jason Sudeikis one, like the multiple Jason Sudeikis ones, which shot the flirt with him. And it's just so funny because like she just goes all out for it, and she won't stop. And it's not about us always covering movies where a female character just won't stop between a male character. Because we do it with Wayne's World, we do it Not the Roxbury, now with Bridesmaids. Like
yes, yeah, really hitting that kind of tone in our double digit era so far. One thing that I thought of, and this crazy alternate universe that I took in my notes, because they mentioned they were going to Vegas and obviously it was going to be a bachelor party and stuff like that. I can't help but wonder what this cast, or at least some of this cast, because it's so much more, would have been like if they were in a movie like The Hangover. This would have been crazy, where Melissa's playing the Galifianakis character, maybe Kristen. That's an alternate universe that I think would have been nuts and super funny, but regardless of the point.
Another movie I'm so upset that we can't do. Like, that would be such a great movie to do if we could.
No, it would have been fun. It would have been fun. I'm sure
only
some of them
auditioned was an actual cast member. I know he auditioned for the show.
I'm sure they had to have, for sure. I mean, Ed was on The Daily Show, which is technically the other end of that. But yeah. Anyways, and something else I noticed, Melissa, because everyone else is more a sitcom actress or a sketch actress and stuff like that, they were all expected to have this much fun dialogue, but because Melissa is more of a physical comedic actress, you expected her to have more of the physical stuff. No, she's getting a good chunk of the crazy dialogue stuff too, because as we were saying on this plane, the way she's coming at this flight marshal is pretty harsh. She's saying some very raunchy things, getting all up in him. I knew he was a flight marshal. I knew it. She's getting really fun lines to go in. She's like, yeah, I can protect this plane with you. Do you want to come back and take a seat on my seat? She's having a lot of fun with all of that.
I mean, Shari, I fear to ask, but were you ever this raunchy in your life?
Whoa.
Oh, Victor, I think you're too young to. No, I'm just teasing. I'm pretty goody two shoesy these days, but I had my moments. I was very much the repressed, like I was the one. First of all, I couldn't get a date to save my life, so I'm right there with Megan when she talks about her high school years, which is later. Right. I had no social skills at all.
Yeah,
me as well.
Yeah, all three of us really. It's tough. Yeah, I hadn't figured out my own neurodivergent stuff yet, but yeah, as we were saying, it's fun that she gets to have some fun with her lines, and then this next little portion where Kristen is here goes so off the rails. She comes in there drunk as a skunk to try to talk to them. It's already nuts what she's doing trying to talk to them. I'm surprised she didn't tell her true feelings about Helen in this moment, but somehow she holds back. And then this felt like such a dumb, hilarious part. She comes back in there trying to disguise herself with nothing but a pair of sunglasses.
I mean, I've seen
she doesn't change her shirt. She doesn't change her hair. She just comes in there with a pair of sunglasses. I'm a different person. What are you talking about? I'm not the drunk girl who was in here. just 2 minutes ago. It's absolutely crazy that she tried to do that. And then I think they have to kick her out like 2 or 3 more times, kick her out of first class.
Yeah.
And then we get,
She like will type the flight attendant too, like, I leave. I am leaving. And then she like says a bunch of other things to him.
You're a this. No, I'm not. Well, you're a flight attendant. Well, yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am that. Like, exit. Like, yes, that's the way they exit. Just like, girl, will you just leave already? Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
It's a very pointless conversation we're having right now.
He was a fun little part of this. And then something that I thought wasn't a meme and then I discovered was a meme, so I think it should have been a bigger meme. When they're like, you can't be over here, and then she's like, I can be, and then Helen offers to give her her first class seat, and she's like, help me, I'm poor. That should have been a bigger meme, because that help me, I'm poor, as we know, applies to so many situations.
Yes.
This easily could have fit into a lot of things. And then as you talked about, obviously they're talking about sexuality and her lack of experience because she's only been with her husband. So it's such a crazy, it's not completely out of nowhere, but it still feels really random when Rita and Becca just kiss for no real expected reason.
I feel like at that point they like we realized like these two like they need to have like a little bit more scenes, so let's just put both of them in here and just have them do that one thing together.
Yeah,
it really
like I said, the sitcom actresses are really paired in this thing.
Yeah, that's the one real complaint about this movie that I wish we saw more of, like Wendy and Ellie in this, because it seems like it's really just like Kristen, Maya, Rose, and Melissa, but not a whole lot of either one of them. But I'm glad like this tiny scene together.
It is it's the one curse of anytime you have an ensemble, you're always going to feel like one person got left out or 2 people got left out. It's like, oh my goodness, because like I said, the sitcom actresses were over on their thing and the sketch actresses were over in their thing. And it's like, man, if we could have, because as you said, I haven't seen a lot of Reno 911, but I've seen enough to know that Wendy can be a maniac.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, another thing we should mention is like throughout this, this is where we see like Chris O'Dowd's character as like the cop like pulling her over, and it's suddenly have like a side relationship with them because like right after this whole chaos is done, like she sees Nathan again, and they kind of like a beer, and they just like talk, and he starts
Is he the one that brings up the term maid of dishonor? I want to say it was somebody over there.
Think so, I believe.
I think so, because I was thinking
I didn't know that, so I should probably
that's a good alternate title for this movie.
Yeah,
Maid of Dishonor.
Yeah, if I'd imagine they were throwing out names to Universal Studios and all that, and Maid of Dishonor might have been just below the term Bridesmaids.
Yeah, like, hey, let's just keep it simple. Bridesmaids. It's a nice
it's more universal sounding. It fits into the ears more. Yeah. So let's get back into the summary.
Actually, I'll ask this question to Shari. How did you feel about the cop Nathan? Did you like him?
Oh, come on. Isn't he the guy so many of us dream of? I mean, of any gender, anybody looking for a partner. He wants her to bake. They bake together, which is such a sweet scene where they're baking together. But what does she do? She flees because she has this absolute fear of commitment. This is so relatable because I think all of us get there. Something that seems too good to be true,
right?
Bail. And Annie's got a big history of this bailing and a history of being attracted to, dickheads like Ted, because she doesn't want a commitment. She's too afraid. And she doesn't think she deserves to be treated nicely.
Yeah.
So this movie is just so resonant in so many ways. And I love the baking scene. And I just know how crushed she is because, Lil, one of the only stable things in her life, has dismissed her. And now here he is offering all the good things. And again, she can't handle it. So I keep saying brilliant, but that's what.
Hey, it's a great
movie. Yeah, it really is brilliant.
Written to pull that kind of stuff out of your observations. Like what we're saying, Annie continues to hope for the relationship with Ted and begins flirting with him. He's a friendly cop, Nathan. Friendly cop Nathan Rhodes. Who had earlier let her off without a ticket for this broken tail lights, like you were saying about the car. He encourages her to open a new bakery, but Annie refuses. Her business failure was so painful that she had given up baking entirely. After the two of them spend the night together, Nathan buys baking supplies, which he suggests. Annie makes breakfast for them. I think he actually offered to cook with her.
Yeah, he offered, yeah.
Yeah. Offended, Annie leaves. Annie is fired. Annie is fired for her job for calling a rude teenage customer the C word. And after not being able to pay rent, Gil and Bryn evict her, and she has to move back in with her mom. There's so much going on here. Back to what you were saying about the teenage girl. And something I've really noticed about every child in this movie, because those stepkids, awful. The way Rita talks about her kids, we don't get to hear anything from them, but it doesn't sound great. And then this girl, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that every child in this movie is way out of pocket.
Yes, absolutely.
Every child in this movie is a complete menace. I don't want to, if they're this bad now, I don't want to know what they're like by the time they're Shari's age, because it's going to be scary to see what those kids put out into the world.
It wouldn't be as nice as Shari, that's for sure.
Oh, no, not at all. Not
and also,
at all.
I always noticed that with like early 2010s movies where there's always that like one scene or multiple scenes where either the kid's absolute brat or someone has like a beef, or so like some grown adult has a beef with a child.
Yeah.
I can't really think of
it's off the handle.
Yeah. I can't really think of specific movies where that is the case, but I know that's like a very common theme that I see at least. There are the early 2010 movies, or 2010 comedies, which I think are very fun.
Yes, it is. It's so crazy. What did you think of this little set of events where things really start to spiral down for her? What did you think of this, Shari?
Oh, poor Annie. Poor Annie. She just, like I said, she just can't handle the commitment. She can't handle being treated nicely. She's dealing with rejection, and she's basically hit rock bottom now with her everything going on, and she's got no job. She can't commit to any kind of relationship. Her one stable relationship with Lil is kind of on the rocks, falling apart a bit. She seems to have an okay relationship with her mother, though it's weird.
It is.
And she's being forced to move back in with her. Have we talked about that?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so things are not good for our poor Annie, and I don't think they're going to get better for a while, alas.
Yeah, it's interesting you say poor Annie, because it seems when we really think about it, there is a money issue going on, but it feels like she's trying to push it to the side so as to be a part of this wedding, a part of this life, trying to have relationships with Ted. It feels like she is pushing a lot of the financial troubles to the side, and then they sneak up on her. Like, it's like it's like fuck around and find out and you walk off the cliff. Walk off the cliff. It's like, oh, well, the rent's gonna be okay. The rent's gonna be okay. The rent's gonna be okay. And then it's like, well, you're evicted now. And it's like, I've been pushing this to the side because then we see her look at a check at one point and she doesn't acknowledge it at all. It's like the money just comes and just bites her immediately in a way that's like, oh, this wasn't a C story in your life. Like, you were really down bad with this money situation. And then on top of that, she loses her job. It's like, yo, it really all came crashing down at once with this money stuff.
And yeah, you make a like Cliff reference, and when I think of Cliff, I actually want to think of Toonses. Look out! Had to get that in there.
Yeah. I can't believe Toonses came up in this episode, but okay. Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, what did you think about this spiral into depravity, Victor?
Oh yeah, it's really great. Also, I just want to mention, I think it's scene like right in between that where I think like Brent comes up and she's like, "Oh, you have a gift," and she opens like a gift, and Ollie I think a fly just comes out the box.
A butterfly comes out, yeah.
And that was great. Like, yeah, it's like another scene where we're just like seeing Annie and just like kind of her whole deal, and it's just still trying to form, but it's like we were kind of almost at the like resolution, but not quite there yet. We're seeing like she's kind of getting more and more depressed, and again shows like what I think is very good character development from Annie here, and it just like really shows like again just the kind of character she is, which I think is very, very great and very good writing here as usual.
Mm-hmm. One more thing I want, because I think I thought this was set in Chicago. It's supposed to be in Milwaukee. She had a lot of like numbers on her shirts. I wish they could have committed it's kind of like the nitpicks I had about them being in the New England area and not committing to any specific team with the stuff that Adam Sandler is wearing. Why didn't we give her a specific Wisconsin thing? How come she's not wearing a Milwaukee Bucks or a Green Bay Packers or something? You know, I'll always be a little bit nitpicky about giving people random stuff without saying like, no, we are over here. I am a Brewers fan. Why aren't we doing that? Come on.
I really got to be a little nitpicky anyway, because that's how podcast works. So, you know.
I know. I just give her one Brewers hat.
Right.
Can we give her one? Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, Annie is still invited to the bridal shower at Helen's house. Helen has created an elaborate version of Annie's Parisian theme, then upstages Annie's heartfelt handmade shower gifts by giving Lillian a trip to Paris that she said she didn't even want to do Paris, to be fitted for her wedding gown by one of the world's top designers. Enraged that Helen has taken credit for the Parisian theme, Annie throws a temper tantrum and is kicked out of the shower. Lillian tells her not even to come to the wedding after this. On the way home, Annie gets hit by a car. Annie's car gets hit after she almost hits a porcupine, and then the driver quickly leaves. Nathan answers the emergency call and tells Annie how much she's hurt and not to contact him again. Ted, who she called as like a backup, sort of, picks Annie up, but when she's asked to give him head on the way home, she breaks up with him. And this is, man, there's a lot to... First of all, what did you guys think? Let's break this down in two parts. What did you guys think of this blow-up crash out that she had after she tries to give her the heartfelt gift and then Helen gives Lillian the expensive gift?
I feel like watching it, it's kind of like a big, like, finally, like, you're like, should I really, like, be honest here? It's like, hey, listen here, I hate you. It is such stupidness. I hate it so much. And it's like, look this cookie here. I saw like one comment of like this particular clip saying it was kind of like a great. No, I've had like she like made a cookie and Annie's a baker, so it's kind of like jealous. Like, I could have made that cookie.
Oh, I didn't even think it. You're right.
I didn't either. That is a brilliant observation. So that's just like another knife.
It's another stab. And I'm clearly the baker in the friend group.
Right.
But you got this motherfucker to... Yeah, that's wow.
I just love she just grips apart like, hey, I hate this cake. And I love how the cake's kind of winning because she's like having a struggle. She'll try to like flip over the chocolate fountain.
Yeah.
Barely any attempt here. And there's like one person just going like, awesome.
Good child, yes.
Wow.
That's the only good child in this whole movie.
Yeah. Not every day you see something like this. But Shari, what do you think about this? Oh, destroying all the sweets here.
Yeah, and just the general explosive crash out on the whole thing.
Oh, just Kristen just shows all of her skills here. She pulls all the skills out of the toolbox. She just lets it loose. Let me tell you, I would do it. I would break that motherfucking Eiffel Tower cookie. Ooh. Bitch, I've been your friend for how many years? I put my heart and soul into this gift. And Victor brought up the brilliant observation. I'm the baker, and you got this who you've only known a couple, 6 months maybe?
man, that's a good
I
one.
would have probably exploded, maybe not quite as theatrically as Annie, but she has every right to be angry. Every right. And I don't think Lillian handled it well, but to Lillian's defense, I think
Right.
she was very overwhelmed with the whole getting married thing. And she didn't know how to deal with one more Jenga brick to put on top of the tower. She just couldn't deal with it. And so she just, tells her to go away because she doesn't know how to deal with one more thing. And, again, just Annie is at rock bottom now with her even more broken car.
Yeah.
And we got to talk about what they give away as a favor, the puppies.
Oh my!
Just random.
I was screaming at the screen, "Don't give away puppies as favors!" And then there's Megan, who I thought only took 2.
9 dogs.
She passes Annie with her 9 dogs hanging out of the car. Oh, just what a classic bit of levity in the middle of all this shitstorm that Annie's going through. Here comes Megan with her 9 dogs.
Yeah, and it reminds me of that sketch that we saw Melissa in this past season where like she was playing that guy next to Jeremy, and like Mike comes in here like, "Hey, your dogs are screaming at people of color, so you have to get them real quick." Imagine if those dogs, like they're now growing up now and they're barking at people of color.
Are those same 9 dogs? Are those same 9 dogs that would be 15 years later? They'd be old as hell right now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, there's just so much to unpack in this scene. Let me check my stuff.
Also, I just love Lillian in this too. She also kind of like scream match with them, and she's like, "Hey, everyone!" Like, I'm like, "Oh, y'all!" I think like someone starts talking. She's like, "Oh, shut up!" Which I thought was really great.
Yes. Before this even happens, like I said, so funny that has no cup holder in her car. She has to just carry it like next to her while she's driving. And then this crash out is absolutely brilliant. It goes from inside to outside. My only slight problem with it when she called them too close and like, why would you get a girl this? You must be a lesbian. I was like, that's a step a little too far. Just a little bit. But other than that, oh my gosh.
I love it.
Huh?
Yeah. I was just saying like when she like drinks the lemonade, like, she's like, "Oh, damn, that's good." I'm like that too. Like when I don't want to try something new, but like it's good. Like they're right. It's actually good.
Yeah, she's like, damn, that's actually brilliant. But yeah, this crash out is so over the top. It's going crazy. I love a scene when someone like violently destroys everything, but she doesn't get to violently because it's so spread out and she can't knock over the fountain. It's going absolutely crazy. And then I think under it, a huge part of this, I would venture to say this might be the best acting that Maya and Kristen have ever done. When they are shouting at each other at the top of their lungs, just having an extreme, just in front of everybody argument. Kristen is like super messy because she just splashed out all the chocolate and broke the cookie and broke, I think, a couple other things. Maya is so intense, like yelling at it's like, this might be the best acting they've ever done because it is
amazing.
This is like out of a high prestige drama type argument. Like this is Euphoria. This is freaking. This is way up there level of art because they're going at it. It's like so intense. Like it's vicious almost the way that they're both yelling at each other, and amazing acting by both of them to pull that out in this scene.
Kind of like towards the end of what we saw with Sisters with Team.
Yes, a bit of that. Yeah, man. They pull it all the way out. Like I said, they acted. Like I said, this could have been a drama if you just took this scene because they're going off. Yeah. And I really like that they got to perform that there. And like you said, these 9 dogs, and
That's why
just
this nominated
driving
for an
by.
Oscar.
And then, yeah. And then I wanted to see what was the other thing I said. Where was it? Yeah, on the way home, she got hit by the car. And then what did you think of this situation of calling the cop, or wait, the cop comes to her, but she also called
Yeah,
Ted? What did
yeah.
you think of that situation, Shari? Because it's definitely a not a good love triangle, but it's something.
It's something. She's desperate. She needs a ride home. Of
Yeah.
course, Nathan would have given her a ride home, but instead, she burns this possible beautiful relationship down to the ground by having Ted come get her. And by then, Nathan's like, "Screw it, I'm done with you." And she goes back to, you know, Ted's the bad thing that she knows. She knows it's bad. She didn't have to worry about it leading to any relationship. He doesn't want a relationship, and basically she needs a ride home, and she has nobody. She's completely alienated everybody. I'm wondering why she didn't call mom. Couldn't mom pick her up, or does mom not drive?
That's a good point. She should have maybe mom can drive, but to keep up the fact that she's an alcoholic, she pretends that she has had her license taken as a drunk driver. I don't even know, because this mom's up to so much. She might be playing that ruse that hard that, I can't drive. I don't know.
So at least she finally gets rid of Ted. At least she finally gets rid of him after he asks her to take a lap nap. John Hamm is can we talk about how awful he is?
Yeah,
you already did,
bad.
Johnny. Boy, is he awful. He plays such a good schmuck. He's so good at that. Yes. And I'm very happy at least Annie comes to her senses and gets rid of him. So hallelujah for that, even though she's definitely at the bottom with nowhere to go, but hopefully up.
Yes. And Victor, what did you think of that series of events after she leaves the bridal shower?
Oh, I think it's great. Again, that shows greater with them, and just it also kind of made me really feel bad for Nathan, because he's really trying so hard to just really please Annie, and he's just it's nothing's happening, and I just really want to enjoy our time, but you clearly don't like me, so why bother? But I think it's really good. I also like when she just gets out and she very confident, hey, I'm done with you, oh hey, last chance. And I think also he says hey, you're trying to turn me on, it's working. So I think that was a funny line. So yeah, good stuff there.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. He's pretty bad. Over the next several days, Annie becomes more reclusive, refusing to leave her mom's house and watching television obsessively. Megan tracks her down and finds her and tells her to stop feeling sorry for herself, revealing how she overcame bullying and all sorts of criticism about her looks and her social skills in high school, and became a high security government agent. And she knows the locations of the nuclear weapons. Annie realizes her errors and tries to make amends with Nathan by baking a cake, but he leaves it on the doorstep for the raccoons to eat. What did you think of this little interaction between Megan and Annie, Shari? What did you think of that? Because again, one of the great pep talks.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I want Megan to be my best friend, because I was Megan in some respects. Nobody threw firecrackers at my head, but it was,
thank God.
It was pretty rough. It was the 80s, guys, and it was pretty rough. At least we didn't have, internet. That would have been worse.
Been crazier, yeah.
I just had nasty notes written about me and stuff on the wall written about me. That was bad enough. But thankfully, no internet and no internet walls where it's permanent. So yeah, I this was an incredible, again, that female relationship aspect that is the best part of this movie. And I love the little added touch of Megan with the 9 dogs. She brings all 9 dogs with her.
Does she bring these 9 dogs everywhere she goes now? It's
hey, it's Megan. She might as well. But yeah, pretty much everything that Shari said for me as well. I just love also she gave him a pep talk. She kind of wrestles her a bit. It's like she's like, "What are you doing? Like, what drugs are you on, Megan? Like, how did you get here? Like, we need to have like a Megan backstory. Oh, it was a long time ago. My mom was a crackhead. The end." But yeah, just great stuff here, and also like this is where we finally see at least a tiny bit of like a reunion between Annie and Rose Byrne's character, Helen.
That's a little bit later. That's a little bit later.
Oh, okay, yeah, but like just some great stuff there, and just another. I hope probably the scene, the closest scene we see Melissa McCarthy get like a tiny bit physical, because again we don't see a whole lot of it, but like it's kind of closer we get to that.
Yeah, I think this is interesting because, as I said, there's about, I think, 5 or 6 like pep talks, motivational speeches in this. This one feels a little different because like Melissa McCarthy is like literally beating her up. Like she is all upon her. She's physically like mushing her into the couch. She forces Annie to smack her in the face. It's like this, there is a, Shari, I mean, I hope it doesn't get this violent, but do you have any friends like this that'll like get up on you like physically when they have to pull you out of a slump or something? Or are you that friend?
Yeah, I'm probably that friend.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not violent like that, but I definitely will like give my friends a little bit of a shake.
Oh man, wow.
Not like Melissa's the extreme, but I'm definitely the loud one, and probably of all my friends. I've always been kind of the loud one. I'm the loud one, but yet I'm not. I can't really explain it, but definitely I have the loudest volume, as you guys can see. I'm a loud woman. It's hilarious that I'm a librarian, I know. But I'm a children's librarian, and trust me, the loud helps.
Yeah.
But I think I'm the wacky friend of my friend group. And I'm definitely the one who like kind of pulls people out of their slumps very like, I don't want to say forcefully, but in a dramatic fashion. Like I'll just do silly things or
Okay.
so yeah, I don't have 9 dogs, but I do have 2, and I will use them if I have
7 more to go.
To cheer up my bummed out friends. They're much more, I mean, I have a great friend group, you 2 included. And
thank you.
And I've just been very fortunate. And none of them are quite as wild as Megan. Like I said, I think I kind of am the Megan.
Right.
But yeah, definitely never like bit them in the ass or anything like that.
Right, she sure does that. Jesus, man. Yeah, I wanted to know if this type of friend was realistic among female friend groups, because she's going so hard at it, and I'm just like, whoa, like you said, she bites her in the ass, she leans on, she flips her over. It's really going all the way at it, but I mean,
it works.
One thing about it works because it is realistic in the unpredictability of life sometimes.
Yes.
She really shows her that in such a staunch way, and like we said, it works, and it works throughout the rest of the movie too, because I would say that this does, in terms of the plot, set up her to have the motivation to do the next few scenes, probably because it was so physical. It was like, well, nothing's gonna hit me as hard as Megan has.
Yeah, she's like so fierce, like so like no nonsense that like you want to hate her, but you can't help but love her.
Yes. And then one more thing I wanted to mention. Megan talks about being a secret agent and an employee of the government, and I know all this highest security, and she owns 6 houses and an 18-wheeler, and now at least 9 dogs. I wish we knew more about what her life was, because it sounds like she is having something wild on off screen.
Yeah, you can only imagine like what her childhood was like. It could either be the greatest thing ever or the worst thing possible.
I want to see her life as an adult if she has all this. It's got to be going crazy. Moving on. On the day of the wedding, which Annie does not attend at first, Helen appears on her doorstep, begging for help in finding Lillian, who's gone missing. Helen tearfully explains how lonely she feels and apologizes for all that she's done to hurt Annie out of jealousy. They pull up alongside Nathan in his police car, and after some persuasion via intended reckless and crazy driving, he begrudgingly helps them find Lillian, who's just been at her own apartment. Lillian has gone there distressed by Helen's wedding micromanagement and fears that Annie will have no one to be with. Annie tells her everything will be fine and helps her get ready for the wedding. What did you guys think of this little part here as they found Helen and what they did to get that?
I thought this was like. Oh no, go ahead, Shari.
Oh, no, you go ahead, Victor.
Okay, I was just gonna say I thought this was a very fun way, especially the multiple attempts they keep like, "Hey, I'm drinking. No, I'm speeding.
Oh
no,
my gosh!
I'm talking about tits. Is that good for you?" He's like, "They're just out." Like, arrest me. He's like, "Nope, not doing it. Nope, not doing it." Then like, and then she's like, at least she eventually said something like, fine, I'll do it." And it's so funny, like, did you like not bother even check her room? Just but like, she's gone now.
Yeah.
You didn't bother even check nothing. Like, oh, I can't find her. Like, she was here a second ago, but now she's not. She got you missing. Hey, 911. I haven't seen my friend in like 5 minutes. Can you go and like try to find them for us or something like that? Like, it's all like it's very silly and goofy. Also, great like new character development we're seeing for Helen here. Just like, oh hey, I'm just like you. I'm like, girl, no, you're not. But whatever. Go ahead, Shari.
Oh, all of this again, more great, complex female relationships. Annie and Helen coming to a place of solace. They're never going to be best friends, but we see that they're going to learn to get along because they're both important to Lil. And I adore that. Yes, Victor, I love where she's flashing her breasts and she's drinking and Nathan is just fine. And of course, then Lillian just ends up being at home. And the scene between Lillian and Annie and Lillian's fears that she's going to be leaving Annie with nobody. What a beautiful, beautiful scene of these two women having this beautiful friendship, this loving friendship. And I could relate so much to this because, okay, I don't mean to end our podcast on a dark note, but I don't have either of my parents anymore, and I don't have any siblings. So my girls, my friend, I shouldn't just say girls, because I have awesome male friends as well, and work friends, and they're my family. They're my family now, and that's at the heart of this movie. You make your own family. And Lillian was her family, and it was still her family. And I just love that whole discussion. Annie telling Lil, you need to go on. You need to marry this guy. This is the right thing. And I'm going to be okay. What a beautiful, beautiful, fabulous scene. After all the silliness with the showing of the breasts and the drinking. So I just love the way the movie switches back and forth between heart-wrenching and hilarious. It's just, and it works. It just works.
I thought those are the best type of movies too, where it can be as silly as you want, but have like a nice, like little wholesome moment that really shows like who these people are, which I think is really great.
Right. Yeah. I think a very interesting part that I can't help but see so many similarities to today, that Helen, who seems to have the perfect life, and he keeps saying she's so beautiful, she's so this, she's so that, she has everything together. And for her to show that she's actually very vulnerable, that she's having all these problems with, I think I'm too perfect and I don't have any female friend. It feels like when you see, it feels like when you see people on Instagram and you think everything is so this and that for them, and they have no problems, and they're always shot in perfect lighting, and they have no filter. It feels like this was a perfect precursor to that, where it's like no one is actually an influence, nor nobody's always, well, all that stuff you see on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. People are out here living real life. It felt like it's such a microcosm of everything that's going on now, where you pull back the curtain and it's like, no, everybody is having a tough time, and that's okay because we're pulling it together each other. It felt so good to see that side of Helen, because like we said, she's been getting praised and like being so high status the whole movie. So to see that come down is something else.
Yeah, you think like there's like this big like glossy person, and then suddenly that Netflix documentary comes out like, hey, I was not great. And
exactly. It was never all that stuff. That was a mask. That was what you saw on the outside. If you saw the 12 hours it took to get to this 1 hour that you saw on TV, you'd be like, this is crazy. This is real life. But yeah, as we keep saying, there is some fun stuff going on with this reckless driving. They're littering, they're drinking. She takes her top off. She's playing loud music.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that part. Yeah.
I want to blast. It's like super loud rap music. I think that's the song that they beat the printer up to in Office Space. I think that's what the movie was. Yeah. So crazy. But then he finally gives in, because I guess eventually if he didn't, he would have gotten in trouble because another cop would have showed up, I guess. It did feel underwhelming. You're right that it was just her in the apartment, because I hadn't seen this movie in a while. So when I saw it again, I think I thought that it would be some mystery that only a true close friend like Annie would have to figure out. But no, it was just in the apartment. It's like, guys, could have. But I guess maybe because the movie was ending, they wanted to find a quick wrap up, maybe. But yeah, so much going on in this driving scene that I thought was really funny. And like we said, the other motivational pep talk, and like I said, they all seem to have such different tones. The last one was a physical beat up. You gotta get yourself together because life's gonna hit you. This felt much more grounded, much more warm, much more, we both need something out of this. And it's like there's levels to this, it's like one was this way, one was this way, that was the other way, the one with her mom was another way. And I thought that was interesting to show the various types of motivational talks in this movie.
Definitely 100%.
Totally.
Yeah, agreed. And let's not forget the horrible dress that she went to Paris.
Oh, yeah.
And how Annie comes to the rescue, of course, like a true friend, and helps her get it together and fix it.
You need a chainsaw or a blowtorch to get it off. Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun little one. Thanks for pointing that out, Shari. Annie resumes her place as the maid of honor at the wedding, which Helen has arranged to include neon signs, fireworks, and an appearance from the real Wilson Phillips, not a cover band. After the wedding, Helen apologizes to Annie and hopes they can be friends in the future. Realizing that Annie and Nathan are falling in love, Helen arranged for him to pick up Annie after the wedding. They leave in the cop car, lights flashing and sirens wailing. And then in this post-credit scene, is a recorded sex tape with Megan and the air marshal she met on the plane to Vegas, and she feeds him while also eating a sub sandwich off of his stomach, talking dirty. But let's do the wedding scene part first, and then we'll get to that part later. What did you think of that part, Victor?
This nice, a very I don't even want to say predictable because it sounds like so harsh, but I would predict of course, this wedding goes all out because of course, Helen is involved. But I really like once Wilson Phillips comes out, which I didn't think was a real band at all. I got no memory of them at all. So, and also missed opportunity, when Melissa McCarthy first hosted, she hosted promotion of this movie, and they should have had Wilson Phillips as a musical guest, but they didn't.
Oh, that could have been so fun.
Yeah, that
could have been so fun.
Yes, a whole other like wave how we got like Jack Black and Jack White this season, like it was something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very great. I also like when like I think like they're starting to dance a little bit. They like really get into it. Like also that goes back to Right to Sisters because like they also had like a dance scene too, and they got really into it. It was
And
really
also
fun.
this dance scene between the one with Jess, Kristen, and Maya, that's like a pretty big gif.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, just like a very like great way to end it. Of course, we see before we see that aforementioned sex tape scene, we see Melissa just really still go really deep on the guy. I just love that. Also, we see like the return of Nathan. I believe that there's like talking and like, hey, you want to like just go with me somewhere? But he has to get in the back seat, which I'm surprised like she didn't know that because even I know that that's like a rule. Because not because I did anything, but I remember one time I was like very little for no reason at all. I'm not even sure why my school like had it filtered to the police station. I guess it just shows stuff, and I remember them telling us that because like, hey, if I want to be a cop one day, and here's how you want to do it. Like, I did not want to be a cop. No, thank you.
Right, yeah.
Risk my life with that? No, thank you. But yeah, just like still very very fun stuff, and I could this is interesting where I could tell like they had a lot of fun where everyone's like dancing and partying with Wilson Phillips. It's some really great stuff here that I really appreciate. And also that sex scene, that sex tape. Oh, one thing I want to mention, I don't know if I said it already, but I think my favorite part of it is like they like bring like the sub involved with the scene like for one part of it, but after that, they just like leave the sub on the side where they're just going right at like going raw dog with each other, and they just leave the sub to the side. Like that was only like the first part of it, but like that's nothing to it. So, but yeah, great stuff all around. Very iconic way, I would say, to end this movie.
Yes. And what did you think about this wrap up, Shari?
What a perfect ending. I love it. Unlike you two, I was the right age to remember Wilson Phillips. And this song.
What years were Wilson Phillips exactly?
Wilson Phillips was, I think, right. Well, yeah, probably when they were in high schoolish, because they're both around my age. Maya and Kristen are about my age. So thinking Wilson and Phillips might have been late 80s, early 90s. I'm guessing.
Okay.
I can look it up and send and talk to you on the Discord, Johnny.
Right.
But I think it might have been later 80s or early 90s. I seem to remember that I was in college. I think. I could be wrong. If not, I was maybe a senior in high school. But this song was huge. I mean, huge.
I have heard this song. I don't think I knew it was from Wilson Phillips.
And of course, we learned earlier that it is Maya's favorite song and her favorite group. And I love Helen's little line when Kristen looks at her like, I thought you were gonna be a little low key with the wedding. Helen's like, just this one last thing, I promise. I thought that was very cute. And of course, I love it when she gets in the back of the cop car. What a perfect ending. And I also like that it's a very open-ended ending. We know Annie's life still isn't perfect. She still doesn't have a job. She's still living with mom. So they didn't wrap this up in a neat little bow. There's still problems that have to be resolved. But we have hope for Annie. We know that Maya's character Lil and her new husband are going to have a beautiful, hopefully beautiful marriage, and we know that Helen and Annie and Lil are all going to work it out. We know that Annie now has this cavalcade of new friends, and so I really like that they didn't just tie everything up neatly. I think that's one of the best parts. And of course, as you both said, that sex tape at the end. What a way to end the movie. Yes. With her eating a sandwich, bear style, off of her lover. Just brilliant. I mean, we knew after this movie, she got an Academy Award nomination for this. Yeah. They don't nominate people in comedies very much. Really so that tells you how groundbreaking this performance was. And of course, it put Melissa on such a trajectory.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, did it rocketed her right out of Gilmore Girls, didn't it?
Big time. I'm actually going to start with that.
I want to say is like, did Tim Heidecker even speak at all? I feel like he's just like there when their wedding happens, just here to marry Lily, and then that's it. I don't think he says a single word, which I think is very funny. And also, I'm not sure if I think it's like probably a couple years afterwards I first heard of Melissa McCarthy because of Mike and Molly, her Charlotte's Become that.
Oh yeah, what's that year? Let me see. When did that show start exactly? How close was it after this?
So this was 2011. Yeah, let's do a little quick research. This is 2011, and this and Mike and Molly came out.
It says Mike and Molly started the year before that.
Yeah.
It says it started 2010.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that must have made that show a lot bigger than it was. Like going, I think this was a summer movie, so that means between the two seasons, that must have blew it way up.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Yes, and that was a Bridesmaids. So,
let me say what I wanted to say a little bit.
You go right at.
Yeah, okay, so Mike and Molly premieres in 2010. This comes out late spring of 2011. So maybe the season was over. Maybe it was getting in its last few episodes.
Yeah.
Because back then everyone used to do full season orders, 20 plus episodes, right? So it was probably in its last few episodes. From between that season and the next season, it must have been like, well, now Melissa's a huge star, getting a zillion movie offers, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to start with the sex tape because it's a little more ridiculous. I like how floppy the sandwich is too, because it's not like a straight up stiff thing. It's it's all over, over his body. It's really weird. She's eating it. It's so dirty. And as I was saying earlier, I don't think they had this as an idea until they saw how good she was doing. I think going into this movie, they thought maybe we could have a little after credit scene. I don't know what it'll be yet, but we'll see. And then they saw how good Melissa was doing probably the first few weeks of shooting this movie. And they said, we have to give her an extra thing because this is going to blow her up so much that we got to give her an extra comedic scene because she's just been doing that good so far already. So again, brilliant performance by them. But let's get back to the wedding. So immediately thing that I noticed, maybe I'm looking at the money side of this too much, but this is really high production value. Like they have fireworks. I think they have lasers. They have the neon lights. They're getting married like on a platform in the middle of the pond or something like that. They have a platform for the bride and groom and the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. It's like they're doing a lot. They're doing a lot. And then for them to get like a famous band, yikes. I see why her father, Lillian's father, was like, bro, this is gonna rip me apart financially. I mean, wow. But I get it. Yeah, I get it. Like we said, such a fun thing, and it created that huge gif of them dancing, which I must say they're both getting down. I would expect nothing less from them because they're such good comedic physical actresses when it comes to dancing and everything else. And yeah, it was really nice to see this all put a bow on this the way that it is. And a pretty high energy wedding too. It wasn't like a soft, quiet. It was like, no, they're going at it. I'd say this might have been even higher than, well, that didn't finish as a wedding, but someone did get married. The wedding in The Night at the Roxbury. Yeah. And obviously better because the people who got married actually got married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like clustered mess there.
Yes. This was a real marriage between the two people that were supposed to get married.
Yes.
But yeah, such a beautiful movie, such a groundbreaking movie as well. I definitely think this probably opened some doors in terms of stuff once it started, because the real difference between all these movies and everyone greenlighting stuff and not greenlighting stuff, it's the money, it's the numbers. So when they saw that this got the numbers that it got, they said, oh, we can make more stuff like this, I think. At least that's
Yeah,
what
I know they like wanted to make a sequel to this, but like something came up where they couldn't. So probably a good thing because sequels are always kind of very risky.
It is messy with sequels. Sometimes it's not as good as you want it to be, but it still would have been fun. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. So
You think
now,
there's a question. You think they might make a late sequel of this? Because you know how they do now, where they have a sequel that comes out 15, 20 years later. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We're pretty deep in there, 15 years. Do you think there's a possibility that there could be a Bridesmaids 2 in like 27, 28, 2030, something?
Maybe. Yeah, I personally don't think so. I'm not entirely sure why. I feel like, I guess maybe because like just different schedules. I know like all 6 of them, and even the other people involved, are like very, very busy. Where it may be like a tiny bit hard to get them all. So, but of course I would love it, but I don't.
I would love it. We need to see that teenage girl get married that she yelled at her job. You'd be old enough now to be getting married.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Actually, no, maybe because we did get Good Burger too. So
see, bro, there's people are pulling stuff out of the ground. Hollywood loves nothing more than an IP that has already worked, so that they can try it again.
Yes. So now that was Bridesmaids, and now it's the part where we talk about the other films Kristen did afterwards. So she did a lot in 2011 because before this she did the Kevin James movie, or not? Sorry, I'm thinking something different. She did a science fiction movie called Paul. I was thinking Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Paul Blart Mall Cop?
I thought I was thinking of that movie.
No, that's something completely no.
Yeah. I saw Paul. I got distracted there, but also we saw she did Friends with Kids 2011. Gift of Night Fury. Then in 2012 she did Revenge of Jolly, Girl Most Likely. 2013 Despicable Me. Are you familiar with the Despicable Me franchise, Shari?
Oh, most definitely. I love my animated movies.
Okay, we'll have to get you back for some of those.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, also Her, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
She was very fun in Anchorman too, as the love interest of
seen,
character.
Have you seen Anchorman, Shari? Any of them?
I think I saw the first one. I don't know why. I can't believe I wouldn't see them. Will Ferrell. So I'm pretty sure I saw the first one. I don't know about the others. I feel like people are this is a divisive one. Like people seem to really love it or they really don't. And I'm sort of in the middle. I didn't dislike it. And Christina Applegate, I loved. So
yes, always.
Yes. Then 2014, the aforementioned Skeleton Twins.
2013, I don't know if you mentioned this one. She does lead, it looks like sort of an indie drama where she leads Hate Ship, Love Ship.
Yeah, which also features Haley Steinfeld and Nick Nolte.
Yes.
Oh.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that could be really fun. And also another drama that she did, the first movie she did in 2014, the aforementioned The Skeleton Twins, which,
great movie.
Wow. Her and Bill Hader.
Do you know Dean and Casey doing that one day? And so they come on to do that.
Yeah, they definitely have it on their list, but they could still do it with you guys.
Yeah.
They could do both places.
Yeah, we could come on.
Yeah, we could have a crossover, I guess.
Yeah. Also, the How to Train Your Dragon sequel, Welcome to Me. In 2015, The Diary of a Teenage Girl. Now, what became a teenage girl? 2015, Nasty Baby. A Deadly Adoption, The Martian. 2016, Zoolander 2.
Zoolander 2. That'll be a fun one when it comes up on this spot.
Yeah, we weren't too positive on Zoolander, but do you like the Zoolander, Shari?
Yeah, I have. I wasn't a giant fan. I do love Ben Stiller. I do love Ben Stiller.
Okay.
But it's not my favorite Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Right. Mine either. Certainly not mine either. And then obviously she's in the reboot of Ghostbusters, which takes a good chunk. It seems like a good chunk. It's really just her and Melissa, but it feels like whoa. And obviously it has Kate and Leslie. So it's definitely going to be one that comes up.
Also a Sausage Party.
Okay. I'm not sure if she co-leads this or not, but if she does, we definitely got to do Sausage Party. That movie is nuts.
It's nuts.
It's so crazy. Have you seen it, Shari?
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love Rogan, so I saw it.
Yeah.
We got Seth
I
Rogen.
saw it.
Oh yeah, we got Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig, Jonah Hill, Bill Hader, Michael Cera, James Franco, Danny McBride,
Oh,
Craig
what
Robinson,
a cast!
Paul Rudd,
know.
Nick Kroll, David Krumholtz, Edward Norton, and Salma Hayek. So
What
Wow.
a cast!
yes.
I'm telling you, it's a crazy one, Sausage Party. Words cannot describe how Sausage Party gets. It's my lord.
And then,
Okay.
2016, also, she did Masterminds, and then the third Despicable Me movie, then Downsizing in 2017, which I've never heard of.
I have seen It's a Shrinking movie with Matt Damon.
Matt Damon in there. We got Mother, which stars Jennifer Lawrence. So that's very fun. I don't think she's really a major part in that, though. Then How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World in 2019, skips 2018 entirely. And then also in 2019, Where'd You Go, Bernadette, with Kate Blanchett. Are you a fan of Kate Blanchett, Shari?
Oh, big Kate Blanchett fan. Wonderful actress.
Then the Wonder Woman 1984 with
Okay, now
She's
this one
great in
is
that.
a big one for me because as everyone knows by now, I'm a huge comic book fan, huge DC Comics fan. Wonder Woman 1984, a bit of a polarizing movie for a few
It
reasons.
is.
Obviously, not helped by the fallout with Gal Gadot and her views, but you can't really criticize because she's, for not an action actress, for not as much of a drama actress, Kristen Wiig is going all out as Cheetah in this thing, bro.
She's so good in this.
She is getting rough in that thing. And it's
She
like,
is.
you would not expect her to have this type of acting. But no, she's kicking ass as Cheetah in this thing.
Oh, she's
It also featured former host of Gal Gadot, as you mentioned. And which fun fact, very first episode of SNL I've ever seen during the rerun of that. So,
What?
yes.
The first episode you saw was when she was sitting with Keenan as OJ Simpson, trying to figure out why people didn't like him in that.
Also, Heidi Gardner is a messed up teen in that one sketch too.
Yes, and when Kate got to kiss her on Amazon Island.
Yes.
I remember too much about this episode, bro.
Yes. Also, the chat in there, I believe.
There was a chat in there, I think. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Then in 2021, Barbara Star go to Vista Del Mar.
This was a big one from what I hear. It'll definitely come up.
Yes, and also A Boy Called Christmas. Then, okay, yeah. So then she didn't do anything in 2022 or 2023. Then comes back in 2024 to do this fourth Despicable Me movie. Then the very cute Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, the Netflix movie, which I have seen a time of. Sounds very charming.
Looks like she's an antagonist. Is she a good guy or a bad guy in this?
She's a bad
guy.
She looks like a bad guy. She looks intimidating in this poster.
Then the other movie in 2026 of Lauren, then Masters of the Universe, and she'll be in a movie called Cut Off with her, Jonah Hill, Camila Cabello, Langston Kerman, Chelsea Peretti, Bette Midler, and Nathan Lane.
Chelsea Peretti.
This sounds like a fun cast. I don't know what this movie's about, but it sounds fun. Yeah, man. She has had a pretty good career. Maybe not as many films that you would have like really been like blockbuster, like super heard of, but definitely some very good gems in there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that was our episode. Very long one, probably. I'm going to be very curious to see how long this one is.
Yeah, this one might be over 2 hours and 30 minutes. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think we're very, very close. I think the longest one we had so far is our sister's episode, which is like an hour 52. So very.
Yeah, this was the most notes I had. I got all the way up to 49 notes on this. So that's wow.
Wow.
This is a long movie. This is a long movie.
Yeah, but it makes sense. It had to balance a lot of drama and comedy there too. Yeah.
But it didn't feel like a long movie. It zipped by.
It did kind of zip by a little bit in times, yeah. Yes. Yeah, but speaking of zipping by, how would you like us to zip over to your sides of the internet, Shari? Where can we see you? Where can we find you? And all the great stuff you're doing?
First of all, you two are invited on Saturday Night Lighties anytime. We would love to have you anytime. Just let me know. We'll figure out a time this fall to get you on. Saturday Night Ladies. We are everywhere. We're on so you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, etc., and so on. We are on Blue Sky. Please come and join the conversation. We are at a whopping 21. So please make it 22 or 23.
Please, someone get them to 30 at least.
Oh, please, please. Yes. I unlike Jonny and Victor are very media savvy and tech savvy. I am learning. So we're just on Blue Sky at the moment, but hopefully my retirement is around the corner in a couple of years, and then I'll try to get us elsewhere. Lord knows what'll be around in a couple of years. There'll be whole new realms for me to enter. This has been a great learning curve. And of course, I have to push We Heart Hater too, because that's our sibling pod with the fabulous Casey Killingsworth and my wonderful producer, Deej Barons. And definitely check out. You don't even have to be into Bill Hader. Just, they do such a great job. Deej and Casey cover everything. Right now, they're talking about Documentary Now, and they're trading with season 33 of SNL. So definitely check out Saturday Night Ladies. Check out We Heart Hater. We're everywhere. Wherever you can find podcasts, we're there. So, yep, that's where you can find us.
Awesome. And you can, as Victor's having a few technical issues right now, I'll just shout out myself. You can find me at he_gentleman on Instagram. Obviously, come join our Discord. Our Discord link is in the Oversimplified Productions bio. If you click on that, which is where you can also find videos of this podcast all over, and all my other silly videos. You can find me at Toxic Hoops Takes on TikTok, where I'm posting all sorts of fun and funny women's basketball content and things of that nature. And yeah, I would just love to catch you guys finding it. And obviously you can find this podcast on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, things like that. Victor, are you still with us?
Hey guys, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so internet's awful, y'all. I need to sue my company. But you can check me at my Instagram at I'm Alive 0623, chatting all the stuff I like to chat about, as well as Twitter at I'm Alive 419, talking about SNL, and also should also mention, Justice for Ashley Padilla, and we will miss you, Chloe Feynman.
We will miss you, Chloe Feynman. I was trying to hold it back the whole time.
Me too.
Yes.
I was.
In one of our breaks, I didn't see it till one of our breaks, and I'm like,
oh my
holy
God,
smokes.
I saw it immediately. I was trying to. Also, could you calm down, everybody on the internet? Chloe will be missed by a lot of people. Let's calm our feelings down a little bit. But yeah, especially because Chloe is the first movie you hear in our theme song.
Yes,
She's
exactly.
the yes bitch, there she is. And I'm like, bro, our girl. Yes, she will be very missed, and we'll have to cover Summer of '69 soon.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
To her. Yeah.
Yes, and I don't know what happened, but I'll just say, once again, thank you so much, Shari, for both being a big supporter and for joining us. We love Saturday Night Ladies. We also love We Heart Hater, all of the groups. And also, I should also mention, you definitely have heard me by now, but as of the recording of this, you also have heard me during the Greatest Countdown that the Saturday Network is doing, that myself, as well as a good friend of Shari's, Casey Killingsworth, will be talking, the next sketches, the sketches that they're doing. So expect me and expect Casey, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you on there, bro.
Yeah. It's going to be the Monday, but everyone has already heard it by now, but the Monday of when we're recording this is when it's happening.
Awesome. We'd love to hear it. Well, anyway, It was so great to get everybody back in, because clearly no technical difficulties happened. I don't know.
No.
None.
If you're listening on the thing, you don't even know what happened.
I'm floating.
He's floating. Yes. But anyways, so great to have everyone that listened, and so great to review Bridesmaids with all of you. Catch you next time on another Not Ready for Popcorn Players podcast. Have a blessed night.
School to see this movie. They should show it in school.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
I disagree. I am Iron Man.
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
You have to rock fun with this. Oh, no, I don't wear thongs. I have a very fussy taint.
Behave.